my belief that the most valuable asset in distance running is momentum. Because without momentum, you go absolutely nowhere. Contrary to popular belief, I don't think most of our momentum is built when we go to the depths of the well in a workout or a race. These moments are super important in defining in our fitness journeys, but the truth is, most momentum is actually built through calculated reservation every single day leading up to the races and the really hard workouts. One of my favorite quotes of all time comes from Tim Galway, when he says, "The player of the inner game comes to value the art of relaxed concentration above all other skills." He discovers a true basis for self-confidence, and he learns that the secret to winning any game lies in not trying too hard. What's happening is this grind culture that's telling us we need to dig super deep all the time and work ourselves to the bone is actually doing way more damage than it is good. Whenever you're working really hard all the time, there's no momentum being built and you just get stuck. The ones who are at the top of the sport and incredible in building momentum are also experts in balance. They know exactly what every day should feel like, they know what an easy day should feel like, they know what a hard day should feel like, and they know what everything in between should feel like. They know when they're running too hard, they know when they're running too easy. So when the best in the world get an easy day right and they feel refreshed the next day because of it, then that builds momentum. And the same is true whenever they get a workout day right and 2 to 3 weeks later they see the fitness benefits, then that also builds momentum. This creates a snowball effect, and that effect builds momentum, and momentum is one of the most important things, if not the most important thing in distance running. So if you're new here, my name's Brock, and I'm a former collegiate distance runner who ran at Mississippi College, which is a Division II school in Jackson, Mississippi, and now I'm training for a half marathon in December and hopefully going to be running the Boston Marathon in April. So let's hop into this video. I'm going to take you through some of my training last week and tell you exactly how I'm building momentum. To be honest with you, I didn't have any idea what workout I was going to do whenever I just turned the camera on, but now I think I'm going to do 1000s with 200 meter jog rest in between. So I wanted to do a fartlek type workout, but I didn't know exactly what type. So I think that would be like a good one. Just do 1000 meter on, 200 meters off. Maybe do like 8 by 1000. I don't know. It's just going to kind of depend on what I'm feeling like with the heat and the temperature. Right now outside, let me show you this. Right now outside, it's literally 97 degrees. And so yeah, so the temperature always plays some sort of role in it. So we're meeting up at the track with my friend Nick, my friend Mason, and then Adam's going to help film some stuff. And so we're going to have a good crew out there, and I think it's going to be a good time. So let's head out to the track.
Let's go.
Mr. Man, ready to rally?
Kinda.
Got Nick out here.
New to the city.
New to the city. Brand new man. Did a 2-mile warm up, and now we're about to hop on the track, do some 1Ks, 1K on, 200 meter off. Thinking this workout should be like a 5 or 6 out of 10. Shouldn't be like the hardest. It's more of like a base building workout. We're hitting like 5:40 pace, maybe cutting down to 5:30, a little bit faster at the end possibly. I don't know, just kind of depends on where we're at, but that's kind of what I'm thinking for now. So about to get out here and do this thing. Adam was gonna ride along on his bike, but it's kind of messed up now.
Got a loose spoke.
So
Looks like I'm gonna be walking to work, walking to the gym, walking to the grocery store.
yeah, do everything. This is it.
I do have a car, but
No.
that's not an option.
I'm setting, and the prophecy it never turns out true, at least not for me and you. Already
track. One more! It's a goat. It's a goat. You got one more? Yeah. Heck yeah.
Let's go.
Oh man, that hurt. 8,000 meters worth of, I don't know, like 540 pace. Harder than I wanted it to be, I think. That's how it is in the summer. It's always just a little bit harder than you want it to be. And not quite. I wanted a 5 or 6 out of 10. And that was probably more like a
7.5, 8.
Yeah.
And you stay consistent.
Yeah, I did. Like all the splits were pretty even, so I think that's a really good thing. It's like even with them all being consistent, even with them all being like steady throughout the whole thing, it's like, okay, still ran the right paces, no breaks. We're building aerobic fitness.
And mental toughness.
And a lot of mental toughness. When this weather cools off, it's gonna be game over. Go Mason!
Pretty damn fast there.
Lock in! Lock in! He said, I'm locked in, dude, don't worry.
All right, so something I wanted to talk about a little bit more is this idea of building momentum. And I feel like a lot of people have this misconception that most of their momentum is actually built whenever they run hard. And what ends up happening is people start to train hard every single day. They take their easy days a little bit harder than they should. They take their medium workout days, the days when they're not supposed to push themselves to the max, and they push themselves to the max because they think they're going to get more benefits from that. And then they take their long run days and they absolutely slam their long runs, and so training hard all the time. What ends up happening is after 3 weeks they are completely burnt out, then they have no momentum built up, they have no motivation, and then what ends up happening is they just feel stuck. And I've seen this cycle over and over again with athletes. I've fallen into this cycle before. Whenever I'm training really hard, I'm like, oh, I have to hit this easy day a little bit harder, I have to hit this medium run a little bit harder, I have to hit this threshold workout a little bit harder, I need to hit my long run a little bit harder. And it's like you fall into this trap of thinking, oh, I have to train hard all the time. And I think this grind culture that is all over social media right now, where people are like, oh, you have to work yourself to the bone, you have to work really hard, you have to show up and you have to push yourself to the absolute max. Like every single time you get in the gym, every single time you go out for a run, you got to push yourself to the max. And the reality is you have to have this reserved calculation. You have to be ready to basically sandbag a lot of days, and you sandbag probably 5 or 6 days out of the week. Honestly, most of your days are not going to be to the max. And even whenever you have a hard workout mixed in the week, it's usually not going to be a max effort workout. It's not a 10 out of 10, it's like a 7 out of 10. And it's your job to figure out, how do I nail down a 7 out of 10 effort? The best of the world are experts at balancing out this stimulus, and they know exactly how to make their easy days easy. They know exactly how to make their long run days feel perfect. They know exactly what their threshold days should feel like. They know what their VO2 max sessions that are an 8 or a 9 out of 10 should feel like. They know how every effort should feel. You don't really build fitness by doing super hard things. You build fitness by doing moderately challenging things. And over time, you start to realize, oh wait, I'm getting better, I'm getting fitter, my body's actually making these adaptations, and it allows you to do the really hard things. And so running max effort is almost like a result of the momentum you've built from running the right effort each day. And this is what I see so many people struggle with, is that they try to run each day super hard. They're like, oh, I have to get the most out of this day. And the reality is you just need to run the right thing each day. You don't need to try to build fitness on your easy days. You don't need to run your medium long run like it's an all-out race. You don't need to do any of this type of stuff. You need to just run the right efforts. You need to run moderate, challenging efforts, and what ends up happening is that's going to yield the results that's going to allow you to run max efforts in the future. Whenever you have that one-off workout a couple times a year, whenever you're running all out, or whenever you have that one race that you're trying to train for, that oh, I want to run all out in this race, then the moderately challenging efforts that you have done throughout an entire training cycle allow you to run all out in that race or in that workout. And that is what builds momentum. Then what you'll find is as you start to hit the right stimulus on your threshold days, on your easy days, on your tempo days, then you feel a lot better. And as you start to feel better, you start to see that pace starts to drop. So maybe instead of running 9-minute miles, you're now running 8:30, and it feels just as comfortable. And you're like, oh, I feel refreshed the next day still. And then that continues to drop down. And next thing you know, you're running 6:30 miles like the pros. And you're like, oh, wait, I'm actually building fitness here. I see the pros running 6:30 miles in their easy days, and I see how they did it. They didn't do it just by going out and starting to run 6:30 miles. They just
slowly drop their times over a period of time, and they hit their workouts perfectly, and everything allowed for this snowball effect that built up fitness, and they got better and better and better. And I see that I can do that exact same thing. I know that I can go out and I can start running my easy days right. I can run my workout days right. I can run my long runs right. And if I do that over a period of time, I start to get fitter. And if I start to get fitter, then my pace drops. And if my pace drops, then I know that I'm going to get faster, and I'm going to be able to squeeze as much as I can out of my race days and out of my hard workouts. And that is what builds momentum, and that is how you build fitness. And that was one of the biggest things that I had like a misconception with whenever I first started training. I thought you had to run really hard each day. I thought every day had to be kind of like challenging. Like whenever I went out for an easy run, I thought it had to be a little bit harder. I thought it needed to be 6:30 miles. And the reality was it probably needed to be closer to 7:30 or 8-minute miles, especially in the heat that I was training. And this was like back in high school is what I'm talking about right now. And it needed to be easier. But the reality was I was pushing like really hard on those days, and it was like a harder stimulus. And so I was able to build up fitness some, but if I had just taken those easier days easier and taken the workout days a little bit harder, then I would have gotten a lot stronger, a lot faster, and I would have probably developed a lot better as a high school athlete. And looking back on it, I'm like, oh wait, that's what it would have taken. And I understand that now, and I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Learn from my mistakes. Now I need to make sure that I'm hitting the right stimulus in my training build right now. And another thing I want to talk about is I'm in week 2 of my training build, building up to 100 miles a week in preparation for Boston. Hopefully, if my 250 from Grandma's Marathon will actually get me in. In those first like week or two, in the first week or two of training, like what ends up happening is you kind of have to step off into the flames. You have to kind of like jump into the ice water. You have to expose yourself to like these challenging things in the first 2 weeks or so, and then your body kind of starts to make adaptations, and then you have to just do the boring stuff. You have to hit your easy runs right. You have to hit your threshold days right. You have to hit your workout days right. And as you start to get the boring stuff right, what ends up happening is you start to build fitness from that. And so I think that's where the grind culture is actually kind of helpful, because it gets people out the door. It gets people to go and start, and they're like, oh yeah, like I do need to get off my butt, and I do need to go like run some miles or something. But having that mentality every day of like, oh man, I had to work really hard today. I had to go out and like, I had to stay hard, and I had to like work really hard. I had to grind to the bone. And that's like not a good thing. Like that is not beneficial, and that's kind of a mentality that I've fallen into before, and it kind of just crushes your momentum, and it doesn't allow you to really build fitness. And it may make you stronger mentally over a period of time, but what I've found in my own experience is that it doesn't actually make me stronger mentally. It kind of just tears me down, makes me feel bad, and that's not cool, and that's not something that I really enjoy, and that's not something that I want other people to experience. I want other people to be able to build momentum, and I want people to feel stronger after they run. I want people to feel stronger from each run. I want people to like come back and be like, oh, I feel like I'm getting fitter now. This is 3 weeks into a training build. I feel strong. This is 6 months into a training build. I'm like, oh man, I feel amazing right now. I feel like I'm so much fitter than I was 6 months ago. There will be these moments when you need to take that leap, whenever you need to run like the hard workout, whenever you need to run the hard race, whenever 7 or 8 out of 10 doesn't really cut it in a workout because you're trying to peak for a race and you want to be in the best shape that you can. You're trying to sharpen, and you need to run really hard, and you need to push yourself to the max. But most of the time, it's going to kind of come down to you being reserved in your training. How can I like get the right stimulus out of this day? I don't need to train too hard today. I need to run just the right effort, and if I can run just the right effort, then I know that I'm going to build fitness. And if I build fitness, then I know I'm going to get faster, and if I get faster, then I'm going to be able to achieve the goals that I'm going after. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people don't understand that like most of your fitness is actually built in these days in between. It's built from the easy running. It's built from like the getting the effort right on your easy days. It's built from getting the effort right in your workouts, making a 5 or 6 out of 10 workout a 5 or 6 out of 10 workout. And like I said, a 5 or 6 out of 10 workout might feel like a 7 or 8 out of 10 workout in those first couple weeks, kind of like the one that was in the video today. It's like that workout was very challenging. That workout was more of a 7 or 8 out of 10, and instead of it being a 5 or 6 like I wanted it to be, it ended up being a little bit harder. And it was hot outside, and there was humidity, and there were like these other factors that kind of contributed to it. But the reality was like I still was hitting consistent splits. I was still hitting it pretty even. I was still like in that reserve zone. I wasn't pushing myself all the way to the max. So I was like, okay, I'm still able to get some benefits from this. I'm still able to like make the heat adaptations. I'm able to like feel comfortable with where I am. And I know that I'm going to be a lot fitter in 2 or 3 weeks because of this. And my point in saying all this is that momentum is truly built from just getting the days right. And I know I've said that a lot already in this video, but it's really just about how can I get today right? And if you can get today right, and you can get tomorrow right, and you can get a week right, and you can get a month right, and you can get 3 months right, then what ends up happening is 3 months later, whenever you really need to push yourself to the max, whenever you need to test the limits, whenever you need to run a hard workout, whenever you need to run a hard race, you are gonna be ready for that. And it's not always gonna be perfect. You're not gonna be able to get it right every single time, but you should try to get it right. You should strive to get it right. And if you're struggling to get that effort right, then it's gonna be hard to build momentum. And true momentum comes from this calculated reservation. You have to be calculated in exactly what you're doing, and you have to be reserved in your efforts. And that is how you get stronger. That's how you develop as an athlete. And so, yeah, I just wanted to pop in and say this and sit down in front of the camera and talk for a second, because I feel like that is one of the biggest misconceptions in training, and I just wanted to dive a little bit deeper into that. Now we have a long run on Saturday, so let's jump to that.
It's 5:15 in the morning, and happy Saturday, I guess. And we're about to go out, run about 10 miles before Run Club, and meeting up with my friend Whit and Slater. Slater ran with me in the last video. Whit hasn't been in the videos, I don't think yet. But we're just gonna, I think Whit has 18 miles today or something, so I think this might be his truck right here. He's probably already out there logging some. And then Slater, I don't know, Slater will probably run like 13 with me. And so we'll hang out, get some mileage in. Sugar-free Red Bull for the win. It's gonna fuel the run, keep me alive. What thoughts you got?
See, Frisbee tournament's canceled, so we're out here getting some miles this morning.
Let's go.
Yep.
Look at this guy. Absolute maniac.
1 10-mile loop or 2 5-mile loops?
We can do 1 10-mile loop.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I got a loop that'll take us like through Woodland Hills.
Okay.
Go by the district, come back up, hit the golf course, hit the trail.
All right.
Go back.
So let's do it.
Could update the vlog. 7 miles in. We split some 610s, 615s for a while. Pulled off the gas a little bit. Now we're splitting about. Split a 630 for mile 7, so. Yeah, dude. So nice. Little Jackson.
All right, so just logged 10 miles, an hour and 5 minutes. So that's, I'm just gonna save the activity because we still have like 25 minutes till we're starting the next one. Just did 10 miles at 6:30 mile. Felt pretty good, pretty smooth. Wasn't like the hardest thing I've ever done, but now got Run Club going on, and so got a bunch of people that are hopefully gonna come out, run some Saturday morning miles. Always good vibes out here, hanging out, 20% off coffee. It's really nice to have a place that I can come and just like meet new people, hang out with other people, and like something the city of Jackson needs. And so happy to be a part of it, happy to start it with native coffee here, and we're gonna get going here in about 25 minutes. So yeah, I would say that was a pretty good run. My training status, maintaining. Recovery, 52 hours. That's a long time. My average heart rate on that was like 155 though, so take it for what it is, I guess.
Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been testing so much, all these restless nights, all these different situations that I've been through.
But yeah, thanks for coming out. This is Saturday Morning Miles. That's what we've been calling this. It's like a run club that I started, that I just wanted to build out a community of people that just wanted to come hang out, run some miles on a Saturday morning, and partner with my friends over at Native, and they're offering 20% off coffee for everyone that comes out. And so we get coffee, log some miles, hang out. The route out here is 5 kilometers, and so it's just under 5K, but just over 3 miles, and it's pretty simple.
Fans scream my lyrics out in the background. They ain't know me then, but I'm hot now. This is a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life good bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live his life. I'm faced with a lot of different choices these days. Do a rock and roll next account of Blueface. The whole world know my name off a mixtape. I still got the same brother since 6th grade. G-Wagon, red seats, we on Biscayne. Trips to the Florida Keys, we imported these. Thanking God for the life.